all theme park enthusiasts hate close season. Why? Well, most theme parks are known for closing in winter. So last week, I decided to visit an amusement park in the snow. Make sure to keep watching to find out what rides operated after all. First, let me introduce you to the park we traveled to. This is Wiener Prater, the world's second oldest amusement park, located in the center of the Austrian capital. Okay, maybe not as central as Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen, but you get what I mean. Anyways, surprisingly, this park is usually home to a total of about 14 coasters, but we won't count this one. With so many coasters, why not break down some of the park's best and more unique coasters? One of the park's best permanent coasters is the gerstlauer, which opened in 2020. This is definitely the largest gerstlauer bobsled coaster out of the 15 operating ones. It also has its own custom lighting package and soundtrack. Before I forget, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I've got so many new videos planned for 2024. Without a doubt, the best coaster at Prater is the iconic Olympia looping. This is one of many rides which are only at Prater during the main summer season and go to other amusement parks in the close season. The ride's iconic 5 Olympic loops acts as an eye-catching spectacle for the guests who are roaming around. Speaking of this, each ride at Wiener Prater is actually owned by a different showman, and it's up to them to decide on when they'll be opening their rides, and include special lighting packages and special effects to attract the guests to spend money on their rides. During my visit, only 4 coasters were operating, with one being a kiddie coaster, which was expected because of the snow and windy weather, which is basically a coaster's worst nightmare. Okay, back to the coasters. This is Hochschaubahn. It's another one of the park's unique collection of coasters. While it may not have any huge drops, this is a scenic railway, passing through the Austrian landscape, which is something you just can't beat. The coaster is also one of the few older rides which still features an onboard brakeman, who manually controls the speed of the train. It would cost about €4 to ride this coaster. In fact, for old rides at Prater, you've got to pay per ride, which means that if you were to try to ride the majority of the rides there, it would cost you a lot, and I mean a fortune. Apart from that, Wiener Prater also has 2 quality indoor coasters. One is called Indoor Coaster. You know what? Who would have even guessed that? And the other is called Masquerade, a gerstlauer spinning coaster with a custom layout and an elevator lift, which is quite surprising for a fair ride. Whilst I didn't get to ride this coaster myself, because well, close season, it had a really cool facade, with a portion of the ride also being outdoors. You've also got some pretty rough and unpresentable traveling coasters with a number of different wild mouse coasters. Apart from that, you've also got Rollerball, which I know looks unique, but from off-ride footage I've seen, it really looks like the world's most braked coaster. Don't recommend. I definitely think that Prater specializes in its flat rides. You've got some of the most unique flat rides I've ever seen, like Black Mamba and Tornado, and those are just 2 from the overwhelming selection of intense flat rides there. Prater also has many classic dark rides and traveling water rides. Let's just say that some are a bit better than others. Okay, finally we've gone through that long list of rides, so now let's talk about my visit to Prater. I arrived at the park at around 5, a few hours after it stopped snowing. The weather definitely wasn't great, and being in close season when it's completely up to the showman to open their rides, ride availability was said to be bad. Only a couple of flat rides and coasters were open, and luckily the gerstlauer, the gerstlauer bobsled coaster, was one of them. Obviously, like I pointed out at the beginning of the video, it's built here in the center of the Austrian capital. Whoa! Amazing on board! Lighting package ride! Oh, climbing! The ride experience was actually much better than I expected. It was smooth, had an amazing lighting package, an interesting layout, smoke after one of the drops, and offered great views of Prater. I definitely recommend this one. We also got on a couple of really good flat rides, which I'll definitely remember for a long time because of the ride operators. We also checked out the old scenic railway, which obviously wasn't operating, but was still cool to walk up close to and view. I'll definitely be back to Prater on a summer's day, when all the rides are operating, and when the park will have a new standout coaster called Wiener Looping, a Mack Rides Big Dipper model which will break the record for the most inversions on a coaster in Austria. And with that, I'll see you guys in 2024. with new videos uploading every 1 to 2 weeks.